Well, hello again, friends and fans. Raptor's back, and so are you, for more of Euro Truck Meets Wargame. Today we're hauling an M270 MLRS. That's going to be, well, quite the haul, as we have got to go just a little bit of a distance on this. Information on the load, M270. It is 25 tons. We're going to Birmingham, BCB. It is expected in just a little bit. Next rest stop, and it's like 2 hours, 25 minutes. Shouldn't be too long of a haul, as we've got to go on a ferry for most of that time. And so that's going to be most of the trip. But anyway, hauling this, it's MLRS, which stands for Multiple Launching Rocket System. Is that? I don't know. You guys are the experts. But so many of you guys have been so supportive in this series. I am blown away. We're actually pulling out of kind of the same place we left last time when I hauled the BTR-90. So I really appreciate you guys identifying all the vehicles on the road. I'm learning a lot, and it's a ton of fun. So anyway, let's continue on here. We've got to get going again. We're playing in single player, as that's the only way to play this mod. And I think we just got... Now, are we stuck? What the hell's going on? Like, there's a little... Wow, this vehicle's so heavy that this small bump in the road has actually, like, bumped us down. Wow, that's crazy. All right. Well, I'm scraping a little bit on the side of the exit there, too. Again, these trailers are not of usual size, so it's a little more difficult than usual to navigate around with these bigger trailers. And, of course, the cargo, it's a wide cargo, and also it's a long trailer. And this is probably, like I had said before, the most nightmarish of places to pull in and out of, so we're getting a little stuck here on the edge of that trailer, but that's all good. Anyway, in the last few episodes, so many of you have been identifying vehicles and such, even like the different variants, so that's cool. Like, what the hell was that? I don't know. You'll have to comment down below. But anyway, my apologies for getting a little stuck there, but we're on the road now, and I hope that lady back there wasn't slowed down by me being a bit of a derp. So we're in Lille, which is, I believe, in France, and so we're going, or at least close to the border. So we're going to Birmingham, and we're going to actually, let's take a look at our map here. We're actually heading from Lille all the way to, let's see, the Channel just south of Calais to the Channel exit at Dover, through past London to Birmingham. So we've got a bit of a way to go, and we've got about an 8-hour drive, which is not too long in terms of Euro truck length, but gives me plenty of time to chat with you guys. I love the fact that you guys spend most of your time identifying vehicles, so be on the lookout. It's almost like a game of bingo as we play car bingo, so we'll have to start seeing if we can play like, you know, are you going to see a Humvee this round, yes or no? I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, we've got a Saab dealership here on our right for a Scania, which is the truck that I'm driving, Top Line R, and apparently there's some upgrades in the game for, you know, they've upgraded the game a little bit more recently, where you can have a more upgraded engine and such. So anyway, we didn't actually take a tour of this vehicle. Man, this is probably the worst driving I've ever done in a long time, but it is a little confusing because the front of that vehicle is all the way on the front of the trailer. So anyway, we'll get off this here in just a second. There we go. Wow, that is horrific. All right, but with these narrow streets, it is not easy at all, and now we're heading to the highway, so it's only going to get better. We've got a, looks like some sort of factory on our right, and we've got some cars going left and right, so it's a beautiful day out. Everybody's out enjoying the weather. I've definitely been enjoying the weather lately, been taking some walks around town. It's good to go out and get some fresh air. Nice after a long winter like that. It's just been bitter cold. Not a lot of snow, but just the bitter cold, as I had mentioned before, and hopefully my brain is unfrozen from that horrible driving from earlier. So we've got a 50-kilometer limit here. We are now exiting the city, and we're going to be moving onto the highway soon. There's a beautiful bridge up there, and that's one of the most important things in this game, is how picturesque and accurate it is. Ooh, I wonder what the cub that is. Calais is up here, so we're going to try to turn around this without grinding our trailer to a halt. And we want to wait for traffic, because oh, that guy's turning, so we're okay. Nope, he's not turning. Now we have our own merging lane here, but it's definitely not as easy. And I think that guy may have been hauling an MLRS too, but it was it looked to be more of a jungle camo. We'll have to catch up with him to see. So these are quite typical in France and the Netherlands. Glass soundproof barriers. So they're really cool. Glass. I don't know if that's the best choice, because it seems a little dangerous to have glass up alongside the road. Probably safety glass, but it seems like it'd be cheaper to do everything in plastic. But of course, that's how things are in life. You either go classy with the glass, or you go crappy with plastic. Alright, I'm going to try to keep it on the road here. Man, this is bad. This is the worst I've ever done. But then again, all that means is I can do better. Looks like we got a tank coming up here. Oh, let's see what it is. You'll have to identify that. I do so much looking around too to try to give you guys the best chance. I'm probably gonna plow into a wall. Wow, that was sweet. That was cool. That looks like some Russian mobster stuff right there. All right, we're gonna try to keep them rolling here at about 90, and we'll keep it on the road. And in the meantime, we're gonna just chill out in this right lane once we get up to 90. There we go. All right, so now we can chat about, I guess, anything. I did read in some previous comments, some of you had some questions about AOA, and somebody was asking me what my favorite color was, which was basic stuff. I guess I could do some basic explaining about stuff. I guess my favorite color is blue, more of a light baby blue, though dark blue is nice as well. I guess it all depends on exactly how light and how dark we're talking about. Oh, this guy's bored of my chat already. He's yawning. We're going to pull over up here and get some gas and take a little nap then. Additionally, I got brown hair, blue eyes. I guess I'm about 6'1", 6'2", 85 to 90 pounds. I guess depends on whether or not I've been going to McDonald's lately, which as of late, yes. I'm really loving the McDonald's. I can't get enough of it sometimes. I guess it's not a bad habit, but if you're eating hamburgers every night for dinner, that's bad. But I try to limit the fast food to just a couple nights a week. But I'm working a lot and doing this as well, so it doesn't really give me a lot of time to make the things I'd rather be eating, like a giant chicken salad would be great, or some sort of like a roast on a Sunday or something like that. A pot roast would be great. But to make all that food takes a lot of work, and you know, you're going to be eating it throughout the whole week too. So I'm kind of a person who likes to eat one meal and then maybe some leftovers from that meal, and then it's kind of nice to have something new in a completely new realm. You know, like one night spaghetti. Oh, I forgot to sleep back there too. I'm so used to the multiplayer. Shit, we only got gas. It's all right. We'll pull over somewhere up here and get a little. Let's see if we can get to a rest stop soon. Next rest stop's in an hour and a half, so that's not too bad. So we're pushing it on the limit here. So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I guess some of the favorites, you've got like, let's see, favorites foods-wise, I guess you've got, as I was mentioning, of course, I think everybody likes McDonald's. If they didn't, it wouldn't be worldwide. I love the McDonald's fries. It was one of my mom's biggest things, loving the fries, loving the nuggets. Chicken nuggets are fantastic. Let's take a look at this thing, by the way. Man, that thing kind of looks bland. That camo, it's just too clashy, or too matchy. It's a desert camo. I'm liking that. That color, I think that's a modern camo for it. Yeah, I guess that kind of a tan would be a modern desert camo. Oh, we've got a speed patrol here. We're gonna get bopped, I think. Yep, speeding offense, but want to get there early rather than late. So used to just speeding through on the multiplayer too. We'll pass this guy. So again, going back to some of my favorites, I think I've got a favorite everything. You know, you've got your favorite pair of socks, favorite pair of pants. You've got your I've got a favorite chair, which is the computer. Computer chair is like the most comfortable thing ever. I wish you could, you know, like fill an entire dining table with it. Dining room tables, like those types of chairs are not as comfortable as you'd think, but. Like, don't you think you'd want to sit down and have be comfortable while you're having a meal? That's pretty important. Oh, we've got a helicopter up in front of us, and I'm trying to work the signals here. Our vehicle is very heavy as well, so we're going to stop a little bit slower than usual. And, of course, we got some crazy drivers here. All of Europe been militarized again, as, I don't know, a little bit of trouble going on. It looks like a T-55 there, possibly, and a bus. I wonder what that bus is. Oh, that bus is probably the most dangerous weapon. So again, we're going to Great Britain next, so we're going to actually go on the Channel. I thought we were going to take a ferry, but we're taking the Channel, which, oh wow, that vehicle's actually under a tarp. That must be a top secret prototype right there. Speaking of prototypes, what would you like to be the most unique prototype you'd like to see on the battlefield? Like, remember Battlefield, what was it, 2042, where there was like mechs and stuff like that? Would you like to see mechs in the future, or just advanced tanks like hover vehicles, or what exactly would you like to see? I'm wondering myself what would even be a possibility. All right, we've got access to the Channel now. We're going to head down to the train here, and I'm wondering if we can get some sleep on the Channel, but I don't think so. Oh, look at that. We got stuck on our trailer again. No surprise there, huh? It's just good to kind of like gun it a little bit and see if you can get past it. That's what a man would do, just gun it. There we go. All right, so now that we're heading down here, we got another secret prototype. Is that it? Oh no, it looks like a BMP-1, 2. Looks like a BMP-2, and an artillery piece in front of us, possibly. I think. What the hell is that? I don't know. I wanted to get closer to see it, but let's back up a little bit and get on our destination. All right, so M270, we are heading towards, let's see, from Calais to Folkestone, which is a 35-minute travel time on the train. Just takes a half hour to get under the channel. And so now we are heading to Birmingham now. Next is our main objective. We're going to get in the left lane here. It looks like we did get a little bit of rest on the train. That's kind of cool. It backed us down from red to like blue. So we're going to get off the train here, and I'm going to have to work on my driving. I feel like a lot of things I do in life are RNG, random number generator. Like, for instance, when I put up a video on YouTube, I just don't know what to take of it. Sometimes you get 300,000 views and everybody sees it and you just put it up and you're happy with it. And then other times on YouTube, and I'm not sure if you guys care too much, but you know, other times you put a lot of work into stuff and then nobody sees it and you think to yourself, man, what is like the formula? And I don't think there's any really winning formula to YouTube. You just got to do you just got to be yourself. You got to be yourself a lot and often and frequently post all that kind of content. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do with the Euro Truck series here, is to kind of get out there a little bit more and, you know, do a little bit more than just war game. Of course, a lot of you tune in for war game and meta war, but there's much more that interests me in gaming and in life than just RTSs as well. You know, there's many games that really got me into it: World in Conflict, Meta War Assault Squad, and then all the way up to Meta War Assault Squad 2. There's war game, all three of those, and of course even Red Orchestra, and of course Raptor's getting into all the cool betas too, like Blitzkrieg 3. I know you're yawning. I know you're yawning, but Blitzkrieg 3, World of Warships, and that kind of stuff. But it's great that you guys are tuning in and finding this almost like a live stream, except it's not. It's a little different, I guess. It's pretty much a live stream, except it's just a little bit more fun to see your guys' comments. And for those of you who don't follow us yet at twitch.tv/RatPack, please do continue to support us there. Really hoping to grow there. Every one of your follows helps. And by the way, if you hit the follow button there at twitch.tv/RatPack, you will qualify to win some prizes. We give away prizes quite frequently, and we give away games like Castle Wolfenstein and possibly some copies of Euro Truck. Maybe the new Euro Truck will come out soon. The Scandinavia DLC is coming out for this game as well, so you'll be able to travel to countries like Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. And of course, there's mods too that allow you to go to like Estonia or Africa or Finland, stuff like that. Different countries you'd never usually be able to travel to in just the base game. So again, this is a very popular game. I'm seeing a lot of support from you guys in this as well, so I think I'm going to keep on doing it. So what vehicles have you seen in the last couple seconds? I saw a couple helicopters. I think I saw maybe an APC. Not sure. I know I saw a tank. That's for sure. So we'll be there soon. In a few minutes, by the way, if this guy keeps sneezing, or rather yawning, there's a huge difference there. How did I mistake that? But if this guy continues to yawn, eventually you'll get a no sleep fine. You get fines for a lot of things in this game, including speeding offenses, hitting a vehicle. There's really no punishment for damaging your cargo, but there is for your vehicle. There's a little bit of financial damage, I guess you could say, in terms of it's very costly to repair your vehicles. And I've taken this turn a little bit better here up this off ramp or on ramp, as I've tried to keep my trailer a little bit more wide away from the guardrail. It's difficult. I'm no truck driver. We do have a member of the Rat Pack though who is a real life truck driver, Stella Bork. He is practicing to become, and already does drive for a company, so that's really cool. Oh, look at that. We got something here. That looks, is that German or LAV or something? That could have been Martyr or something. I don't know. So really cool to have everybody as friends, by the way. A lot of great people to surround yourself in a community like this. We've got, again, Stella Bork, who's learning to be a truck driver. My buddy Spunked, who's going to school to develop games and programs and apps and such like that. It's a really amazing time to be alive with people doing things that you can actually use and actually benefit from. You know, 40 years ago, somebody'd work at a meat packing plant, and you'd like never know the first thing about anything like that. You would not. I mean, you wouldn't know the first thing about a slaughterhouse. And now today, you use apps, and you order something online, and FedEx delivers it within 2 or 3 days, and you think to yourself, wow, my cousin does FedEx, and wow, you know, it's really cool to see multinational corporations do what they do best. Of course, corporations are evil in a lot of ways, but then again, a lot of the times they're not. You know, obviously without them, you wouldn't have a lot of jobs, but then with them, you know, you get a lot more people maybe not being paid the wages that they should. And this is me just trying to, you know, get onto this on-ramp the best way I can. I really don't know how to drive through some of these tighter spaces with these kinds of trailers. In fact, I think I do better in multiplayer than I have so far here. Oh, what's that? Oh, boy. All right. I want to see some French tanks, too, by the way. I have not yet seen some French tanks in the game. I may have. I actually might have, but I just can't recall them. So yeah, that's good. So have any of you been a truck driver? Have any of you driven across? I guess what was your longest road trip? Mine, I guess, was geez, I wonder. I guess one time my mom drove from Minnesota, where I'm from, to Virginia to meet my aunt and my cousins and such when I was very little, but I don't even remember that. And more recently from The Hague, Delft area, I guess you could say, in the Netherlands, all the way up to Stockholm and all the way to Gothenburg via car, just doing different sorts of stuff. Really cool stuff going on with that. A real big moment in my life. It was fantastic, life-changing, good stuff. I don't know if I'm gloating or not now. I definitely don't want to be doing that. But if anything, you guys would ask. So, all right, let's pull over up here. Got a little bit of an AA unit here. Nice. I wonder if we can... I don't know if we'll actually be able to park there. Looks like there's a park zone here. Oh, there's one on the other side of the road, too. Whoa, what's that? Alright, let's go around the other side. I'm so bad. I guess I'm thinking, like, for instance, my truck is not attached to a trailer. Wow, the MLRS is just a multiple crash derp system. So this is the worst driving I've done in a long time, so don't judge me. Don't judge a book by its cover this one time. Alright, let's come around and try to park over here, maybe. Can we park here? Oh, you know what? We'll come up on the other side of this zone. Wow, whatever I'm doing right now is probably extremely illegal. And dumb. But that's alright. One thing I wish we could do is get out of the truck and actually go into these convenience stores and, like, buy snacks and stuff. That would be so cool if you could actually have, like, a real-world trucking simulator where, like, you can actually buy junk food and stuff and maybe have it delivered to your house. But that's some weird sort of, like, Blade Runner dystopia or utopia that I guess I've just fabricated out of nowhere. Alright, we can finally take a nap after all my crazy driving. Maybe that's why I'm driving so crazy. Lack of sleep. I just need a little bit of a nap. Now it's nighttime. Let's fire up the old truck, flip on the lights, and do I want the high beams on too? Yeah, I guess. I don't think you can get in trouble for having the high beams on in this game, but I want to make sure that you guys can see all the beautiful landscape. And in fact, driving in the United Kingdom is one of my favorite things to do in the game, as the roads are very efficient and really nicely designed. Everything's it just seems to be more free flowing. Did you see what that was, or that? I hope you did. And again, we've got some some of you guys are like real competitive about the comments down below. Like, you timestamp where everything shows up in the video. It's amazing. I love to see that. That is so cool. There are people out there with so much more knowledge of military hardware than I do, and I really think it's awesome when somebody can just, by at a glance, identify the difference between 3 different vehicles. I can do that with Wargame, but you guys like identifying it like that, just driving by as a blur on the side of the road. That's pretty damn cool. Alright. So we've got about 4 hours to go on the trip. We're almost 20 minutes in here, and we're coming across this bigger bridge now. I wonder if we're actually crossing I'm assuming we're crossing a river. Sometimes you actually pass over pretty large highways and valleys that have large bridges like this. We've got a speed trap coming up here. We'll probably get dinged again, but that doesn't matter to me too much. Looks like we're okay. Got about 4 hours to go now, trying to keep it in the lanes. MLRS. Again, this thing uses, let's see, it can fire up to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 missiles from the back, and it looks like it can also fire possibly cluster munitions or what have you. So, of course, there's a different variant, the Attackums, that does fire that, and there's the Mars, and oh man, all sorts of different things. I can't even keep it straight anymore. You know, Air-Land Battle was like a push on my skills, and Wargame Red Dragon was just like, boom, mind exploded. I tried to make some What the Deck series on that you guys can check out if some of you are noobs, but it covers just the basics of what each infantry type does, like what's the difference between radar guided versus infrared versus whatnot. So I don't know if what I just did there was illegal, but that's a very confusing thing. I'm going to try to go the rest of the road trip now without hitting too much. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm at least going to set my goal to somewhere where I can obtain it, which is something that I think I should do a little bit more in life, and everybody should do a little bit more in life, is set a goal that you can reach. Like, set small goals just to make yourself feel like you can do a little bit more. Scheduling, of course, that's one thing I don't do with YouTube. I don't actually schedule a lot of things other than like our meetings. I don't schedule live streams as much as I used to. Things are just kind of more about organic and being fun in the time. This year is the next fun tier, as we called it at one of our meetings for the New Year's. So we're trying to do new things with new people, new games, things I haven't done before. War games kind of getting, I've done it for 3 years and well known for that. It seems a lot of you recognize me all the time as we play, and give a shout out to the channel and the community and people like Bolt and Nolan and Foxbox and everyone else. Jack Spartan, for example, who make games, Bubblebox, Raven Wargaming, and trying to think, of course, Vulcan, who we've teamed up with a couple of times, and it's great. It is so awesome to be able to collaborate and make videos with everyone else, and it's really good. It is very, very difficult to build things like that and to make videos and such. It takes much more effort. I shouldn't say it's difficult, but it takes much more effort and power and energy to actually put something together like that than it does to actually destroy and just say everybody sucks and just, write real mean comments about people and just say like, oh, this person, they have no idea what they're doing. I'll never play with that guy again, or I'm not going to watch that guy's videos, or I'm never using that deck again. That it's more about like learning to do one. I think I should put it this way. One college professor of mine, when I was getting closer towards graduation, said to me once, being a leader, because I was a president of a club we had at the time about professional development, and about kind of like picking yourself up after college and finding out how to bring yourself to the next level, which is something I was. It was called the International Association of Administrative Professionals. That was a real cool chapter that we had going on at the time that I'm pretty sure is still going, and said to me, as he was in charge of kind of getting it started and passing it off to the student body, said that what makes you a leader is not about what you're doing in the good times or what about is making you good at the moment, but how you deal with things at their worst, how you deal with the shit, basically. And so when things are, in turmoil and there's trouble about, how exactly are you addressing it? Are you, are you just letting things pass by and ignoring it? Or are you trying to delegate with other situations? I don't know. That was up for me to learn over time. And that it's kind of one of those things where that person, what they said, that professor said something very small, just a sentence or two worth of words to me. And it's something that stuck with me that I'm trying to figure out what the answer is. And being a leader, also being a professional. The quote was, consistency is the mark of a true professional. So those are the two things in life I think are very important, is consistently doing what you say you'll do and keeping your promises, that kind of thing. If you say you can't deliver something to your boss, or if you can't do it, or if you can't make it, be honest about it and be consistent about it. If for instance for 3 weeks people are bothering you about doing something, don't say maybe, just tell them no. And if the answer happens to be yes, then just tell them yes, and that'll change everything. But don't give people maybes in life, or at least maybes when there's like an important decision to be made. If on Friday it's like, hey, you want to go see a movie on Friday? Yeah, maybe. What movie? That's fine. But if it's like, hey, you want to go see a movie, and you keep getting asked and you keep saying maybe, eventually your friends aren't going to ask you to go to a movie because they can't get a straight answer from you. Wow, am I on a soapbox or what? I guess some life lessons though, if I've learned anything in my 26, almost 27 years. Birthday coming up very soon. Getting older. Don't think I'm getting smarter. Maybe a little bit more handsome, but I don't know. Sean Connery definitely looks just as fine as he did back in the day. And then there's some people who never seem to change, like Sean Connery. It's funny, you'll see like the faces of Lindsay Lohan over the years of her doing all of her drugs. Like it'll say, like, there's that meme where it's the effects of heroin or the effects of crack, and it shows Lindsay Lohan just look horrible. And then next to it, it's a picture of Patrick Stewart, aka Jean-Luc Picard, like sipping a little bit of tea, and it basically shows him from like Next Generation and today, and like there's literally no difference, and it says the effects of Earl Grey. Absolutely hilarious. But hey, life's all about that. That's kind of what I want to do in life, by the way. Patrick Stewart and his friendship with I forget his name, the actor from obviously played Gandalf the Grey, and of course was in 1984 as well. I can't even believe why I can't think of his name, but I think he played Gandalf, or I'm an idiot. But anyway, him. Both of those guys are friends, and they've been lifelong friends, and that's really important too, to have somebody to just like goof off with and get into trouble with. And I don't mean like, you know, doing illegal stuff and like being an idiot and just like, you know, going to jail. Like, that's not cool. I mean somewhere in between there. I haven't seen any military vehicles for a while. Here we go. Here's something here. All right, what was that? I think we're seeing whatever that tank was. It looks like we've been seeing a lot of those. A lot of that Soviet T-60, like high-end T-64, T-72, and T-80s all seem to look the same. They all seem to just blend together in a huge caking of like reactive armor and plates and all this sort of stuff. Oh, finally we're coming up on something that is, that looks like a military recovery vehicle and an accident. Hot Fodoma. Alright, so we'll get back on the road there. Trying to look at what that was for you. I went over into the other lane and he should be okay. Luckily, he had a recovery vehicle. It's like the funniest episode I've ever recorded. I think Stromby, I'm hanging out with him too much. I'm just becoming too much of a traffic assaulter. I'm killing people with my vehicle. It's not good. I would never play this game with a... Oh, what the scud is that? I would never play this game with a steering wheel, I think, because it kind of takes away from the fact that you can like look around with a mouse and stuff like that. But I do want to play it with the Oculus Rift, and I wonder if that would improve my driving a little bit more. I seem to be the type of person, when I play simulators, I want kind of a lot more, you know, I want to be able to turn my head and be more reactive other than using the mouse. Like, that's one thing that's hard to learn about Company of Heroes, is that of all the time I played Men of War, I wish I could customize it a little bit more to my style. Like, for instance, when you drive a car or a truck, you get comfortable in a certain style. Like, right now I'm hunched over a keyboard, you know, holding onto like a mouse and a keyboard, which is weird, but would that make my driving better or worse? I'd like to experiment with that. And with Company of Heroes, would I be a little better at that game? Like, could I up my game a little bit? Which, as you guys know, isn't perfect, but you guys are giving me tons of tips, so thank you so much for that. But I'm wondering, like, if I could actually, if they allowed hotkeys, your own hotkeys, would that make me a better player? I don't know. I'd hope so. Customization is an important thing. People like that. I mean, you know, my truck is all customized. It looks cool, but I seem to manage to run into things a lot. But at least I'm keeping to my promise earlier. Consistency is the mark of a true professional. I'm consistent. I'm just consistent with hitting the guardrail, cutting people off, not signaling, honking at people unnecessarily, and of course, you know, just being an absolute derp. Which, you know, I guess I'm a professional derp, if anything. Not as much as Stromby, though. I guess I could only aspire to be as bad as Stella Bork and him. When it comes to multiplayer, at least. Stromby actually been banned once from the game. I never have. I feel like I've gotten close many times, but whenever I cause an accident, it is an accident. And for Stromby, it's just minute 10 of the stream. He's a good guy, though. A lot of fun to be had in that multiplayer. That's one thing that helps to make friendships too, is the ability to all these multiplayer games that you can play with people. What's made the time fun here with everybody that I've been playing with is the games that we've been able to play together. Like 10v10s and such have really helped make sure that I try to play with the most amount of people as possible and not just kind of keep to a singular group of friends. Though I do prefer playing certain games with certain people to others because, you know, they're just a little bit better at it, or they can teach me something. Like, for instance, Byron, who does his own Company of Heroes channel on YouTube, who is very good, and you should check out as well with the links in those videos at the bottom in the description. That's somebody I want to play with for Company of Heroes. Though I might have a lot of fun with Stromby and other people, I feel like I want to learn a lot more in that game, so I would play with Byron and John and them a little bit more. And then, for instance, when I go to play Wargame, I guess it doesn't matter who I play with because everybody is really good at that game as well, and everybody seems to either be good, very good, or about as good as I am, you know, mediocre. So they at least know the basics of, you know, there's an anti-ship missile incoming. Make sure your ships are organized a certain way, or, you know, oh, they've got ATGMs over there, so don't attack it with tanks unless you absolutely have to get through or something like that. You know, in Conquest, sometimes you just got to push it. And so it's good to be in a community where people have known the difference between that for a long time. Lessons are learned hard in that game. So hopefully you guys have learned a lot of what not to do by watching my games, and of course what to do by watching the tutorial series and such. So pretty happy with all of your guys' support on that, and like Men of War Assault Squad 2. I got a lot of people into that game. Over 300,000 of you watched that, so I'm really happy that hopefully some of you bought that game, which means more of you can play that game. Good mods being made by people like Sir Henkels, who shows up from time to time. So anyway, we're in Downright's town now. Well, I guess, I don't know if he lives there, but maybe just outside, but they say Birmingham, I think. Birmingham, something like that. Not Birmingham, as we would say. We have a city in the United States, Birmingham, Alabama, which I would assume is named after Birmingham, the city in Great Britain. I don't know. We'll see. Also, these license plate here, these are European license plate. I'm assuming the Brits have a different type of license plate that's not yellow and blue like that. I think they have one that's like white and black. I don't know. Makes me want to watch more Top Gear, though. That's one thing I don't think I do enough of, is watch like cool car shows and stuff that typical people are into. I think I'm into Better Call Saul, that's for sure. I share that interest with a few people, but I want to be a little bit more into stuff like that. I think that's some of the coolest stuff in the world, is when everybody watches it and discusses it the next day at work. But people I work with are just pretty much into sports, like football and such. And since that's over, that's pretty much the end of my discussion sports-wise with people. Though I never really pick a favorite team. I just want to see who makes it to the Super Bowl, eat a bunch of food, and that's pretty much as far as I go. I don't feel like I have a lot of time to follow that stuff. Some people, like, I have a cousin who married a guy who is like an analyst for a very good wealth investment company, basically like a stockbroker. He tells you the risks of stuff, and there's March Madness for basketball, and that guy will just break down everything for you. Like, I have family members who bet at work who just go to him to ask him, like, who do you think's gonna win? And he just basically sets up the whole family with a bunch of stuff, and they just pay him a little bit of money for the thanks. And it's just funny. It's good that people can use their skills to do something like that, but it's all in good fun. You know, at work, who cares? Unfortunately, at work, we don't get to have potlucks anymore. Oh, we lost the ability to have crock pots, so unfortunately, we're not going to be able to have good hot food. We had a couple of people from Ghana at work who bring in like the best chicken I've ever tasted, and you know, unfortunately, they don't get to bring that in anymore. But also, PTO is being cut for us, so I want to go back to Europe, but might not be able to do that again this year, so that might suck. But making a pilgrimage to see people and drive around. Stella Bork said he's going to let me drive his truck. So if you guys saw how bad I did here, just imagine the damage I'll cause when I get behind the wheel of a real Scania. Oh boy. Alright, so we're backing up into the space finally. This is not going to be as easy as a normal cargo. And of course this space is a little limited, but my god, we actually got a wheel in there. Good work, it says. So of all of our crashing and all of our grinding, we did a good job. So 32 minutes on that drive as you guys have joined me here, so thank you so much. A little bit of damage penalty on there, loss of XP. Really, you lose XP on that. That sucks. So anyway, let's see what's up next. Let's go ahead and drive up to the front of the factory a little bit. You guys have joined me for quite a long time, so thanks for that. I don't know if you guys want these trips to be shorter or longer. Please do let me know. I do really value your guys' opinion, and I really appreciate the constructive criticism you guys give. I think Wargame Raven or I forget if it's Raven Wargame, I believe it is, gave a nice piece about what he wanted to see more in the Alexei Ledrousse interview, and I kind of replied by saying, you know, good, you should also ask some of these questions to him as well, because they're really nice people, and I'd like to see more people get interviews as well, and give more people opportunities like that. And I had limited time with the guy as well, and it was an AOA interview, so sorry I didn't ask about maps and stuff like that, but they're coming, I'm sure. And I would love to see more for Wargame as well. So it looks like the freight market here is a little bit limited at what we were looking at. And in the city, it looks like next we might be hauling, looks like just some basic cargo. So we'll find out what's in the area next. Looks like Sheffield, we can drive another Sickle B. Wow, a lot of nukes being driven around. Who knows what's going on there? Oh, looks like we have a Leclerc. Finally, the French tank dream is real. 54 tons. Holy shit. All right, well, I think we might be doing the Leclerc next. That's quite a long drive on that. But, hey, if you guys want to see the Leclerc or if you want to see the Iroquois Huey be transported, let me know. There's also the option to haul Great Britain's nice because there's a lot of great cities that are very close together, so we can pretty much do anything. So this is the best opportunity for you all to suggest something. We also have the option to haul, let's see if there's anything else here. So we had those helicopters and some other stuff, the tank as well. I think that might be actually what we're doing. I really want to do the Leclerc. And looking around, I just want to make sure you guys get the input as well. Oh, there's the Sickle up there, of course. And So it looks like we might be going for the Leclerc, the Iroquois, or maybe the Harmus, oh, from Liverpool to Kassel. So it looks like a lot of stuff moving into Germany. Maybe there's a counteroffensive going on. We could also bring a Leclerc from Carlisle to Verona, or looks like I think we're going to end up doing that. I did see the artillery piece there as well. Carlisle to Berlin. Oh, that'd be an interesting drive as well. So anyway, that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. I really appreciate it for those of you who stuck through the whole time and identified all those vehicles. This was a long one. So anyway, thanks for joining me for the long haul. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.